What's up, y'all? It's Fun Night, and hope you had a fantastic day today because today we're back for how to start speedrunning COD Zombies. Whether you're a new players or you're just, you've been thinking about it since a long time but you don't know how to properly start, don't wait further ado because in this video I'm going to help you out with that. So first of all, the first tip you have to check out is, well, the website. Where do I start? Well, that's pretty much simple. You only have two choices, and even myself personally, I would recommend to use both of them, but it all depends of your own preferences and stuff like that. So first of all, we have of course the website speedrun.com, which of course it's the most used speedrun website of all time. It's all for the games, and of course we have every single Call of Duty zombie games right there. Yes, some of you already know it, but I'm also myself a moderator for some of these games, Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, and even category extension, which I'm going to go further ado later on. But yeah, this is the speedrun.com website. It looks like this. When you choose a game, it looks like that. So you have all the categories and stuff like that. And the second one is zwr.gg, which is a website which I personally mostly use back in the day for iRounds. But yeah, they also have speedruns in them. For example, if we check Black Ops 1, they have round speedruns, they have Easter egg speedruns, and yeah, campaign speedruns and stuff like that. So they have other categories that speedrun.com doesn't have, so it all depends of yourself on which categories you want to run. For example, if you're someone that loves to do a pack-a-punch speedrun or song speedruns, well, maybe this website will not be for you. But if you want instead to do, like, for example, if you want to do huge high rounds, for example 200, which is not here on speedrun.com, well, this is the website for you. So it all depends of the category you want. There's not one that is bad or the one is better. They're both excellent and great. It really depends of the categories you want to run. For example, if you do Easter egg speedrun, I will just recommend to upload it on both of them, and that's it. First of all, just take a look at the at the games you want to choose. That's pretty much the next step. Which game do you want to speedrun? Both game have all the websites, sorry, have all the games, so there's no real difficult choice to make here. They have all the games, so you can just choose at what the game you want to mostly want to spend most of your time, and you think you're going to enjoy more running, and after that you just go click at it. For example, if we say Black Ops 2, so now Black Ops 2, we have every single map, we have the numbers of players, non-patch and patch, or categories. I will mostly use speedrun as a reference because this is the website I'm most used with, since I work there. So yeah, I'm a moderator, so I will mostly talk about speedrun.com on this video, but like I said, you can do all these steps, the same thing on zwr.gg, which is also an incredible website. So yeah, you can always do the same things there, but I'm just going to use speedrun.com as a reference. So now that you choose the website you want to run on and the games, now you have to choose the category. Now, categories, there's a lot of them. You have the rounds. So for example, round 5, round 15, 30, 50, 70, and 100. You have other things specials, for example, pack-a-punch with no banks, all buildables, and song. And of course, you have the Easter eggs. For example, in Black Ops 2, we have Easter egg rich stuff inside or Max's side. So yeah, you have a lot of categories, but the one I will not recommend to new players will be Easter egg. Easter egg demand a huge time investment to learn the game properly and to learn all the the glitches and steps and stuff like that. And also, normally in general, the Easter eggs categories are always optimized as fuck. So they're except if you want to spend maybe years trying to find something new to improve the runs. In general, they're already optimized as hell. And for example, if we look at Rifthofen, look at this solo player non-patched like 10 minutes, Easter egg maxes like 22. Yeah, normally they they are really optimized. Look at this, like G-dubs and exercise, which are really huge big speedrunners. They're kinda 2 minutes for here with Elaman and stuff like that. So yeah, they're in general really optimized. But if you really want to do it and you think it's going to be so much fun, do what suits you, man. Do what you want. For example, look at this. That is the Mob of the Dead leaderboard, which there's a lot of player, and yeah. But me personally, if I will have to request you, not request, but recommend you, I will either recommend Pack-a-Punch, not all buildables, but Pack-a-Punch, Song, Or I think which the best one for I will recommend to new players is round 15. Not round 5, because round 5 is too, you know, it's, you know, not going to spend really too much that time in that game. 30, I think it's too much. After that, it depends of if you like eye rounding or not, which I'm not fun particularly, so that's why. But I'll always recommend round 15. Round 15, it's the most balance between all of them. It's the less RNG involved. It's the most skill involved. Not most skill involved, but like, you know, like there's less RNG involved. You know, for example, round 30, 50, 70, 100, you need a lot of RNG involved with the max ammo and the ammo management and, you know, the guns and stuff like that. While round 15, it's almost, you know, there's some RNG involved, of course, but it's way easier for new players. It's way more fun in my own personal taste. But like I said, it's just a recommendation. If you want to, you know, run Easter egg, all beatables and, you know, 100 and stuff like that, sweet you. And the contrary, I will be so proud of you, because this is a huge time investment and it takes courage to take that. So now, Fun Night, I choose the website, I choose the game, I choose the category I want to run. Now what? Can I start running? Not quite. I will always recommend, if you're running for the first time and new categories, before starting to run it, I will check the world record. The reason why is that you don't know the role, and particularly you don't know what is the most optimized way to, you know, gain times and stuff like that and go fast and, you know, have a chance to gain a world record. Of course, I'm not telling you to try to go for the world record first. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you should be, before even starting to run, analyze what the world record is doing and try to replicate in your own games and your own times. And this one, Mob of the Dead Easter egg solo by G-Dubs, is 18 minutes 6 seconds. When we take a look at it, we were then going to watch this game and we're going to learn a lot. For example, we're going to learn this, you know, just the game just started and there's already a glitch involved, which makes you start, you know, back, you know, opening the first door. Look at this, boom, going through the door and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot to learn from these. So I will always recommend before starting to run, to always take a look at the world record, the current world record, and learn from them. And then after that, when you're finally done analyzing the world record, you can start running. But first of all, how do you properly start running? Because it's not just a question of, all right, I run and that's it. No, you have to have a setup for it. You have to prepare yourself. First of all, I will always recommend to, of course, record your games. That's, I mean, you have to, right? So let me show you real quick. For example, this is OBS. This is what I'm using right now. OBS is the, you know, it's the best thing in the world. It's free. It's so easy to set up. I will always recommend to just download OBS on Google, and after the setup, you can check videos and guides on YouTube. There's a lot of them. You just install it, and after that, you're ready to go as for the records. Now, as for the timer, because you need a timer. Well, there's one called Live Split, just like that. This one is incredible. This is the best timer you can use for speedruns, because there's a lot of settings. He's right? You can right click on it and go to settings. You have a lot of them. First of all, the one thing I will recommend to do first is global hotkeys. It allows you to even use the timer when you're in game and not on it. So for example, if I'm in game, I press 0. For example, if I go, I don't know, if I go on my OBS and I press 0, after I close this window, of course. All right, it's not working, perfect. That's perfect, nice, good job, Fall Night. Yeah, all right, it's because I didn't press the notepad button. All right, now it's going to work, perfect. That was so funny. But yeah, so global hotkeys makes you able to use the hotkeys you put even outside. I think the default one are not really great, so I will always recommend changing them. I will put I'll put all of them in notepad, since you never use the notepad and it's next to your mouse and stuff like that. If you have a lot of button in your mouse, you can put it there, but I don't know if I like that. I will also check double tap prevention, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think the rest is up to you. You not need to do that, but I will always recommend to set your own hotkeys and put global hotkeys and double tap prevention. That's really good for that. Of course, you can also edit your timer. For example, I have a old one that I use for Kilo Dark Turtle World 50, the speedruns. So I'm just going to open it real quick, and it's right here, right? It's right here. Boom, there we go. Hey, there we go. Look at this. This is you can always upload, you can always, you know, set it and stuff like that. You can put it all you like. in the layout. In the layout, you can always like change those things. You can put image and stuff like that. So there's a lot of customization, so you can you know, check videos on that and stuff like that. But yeah, I will always recommend using a timer. Everybody does it. It's best for you. It's best for knowing how you can, you know, you can have the number of attempts, the categories, the splits per round, you know, how many times, how many seconds and times it takes per round and stuff like that. So I will recommend that. Personally, I will recommend that. And of course, now after that, you have to put it on your on OBS. So you just go to OBS right here. All right, so let me show you how you do that. It's really easy. You just have to go there and go to plus and add window capture. Sorry, on my side it's in French because I'm French Canadian, but yeah, you just go window capture and you just have to select live split. There we go, like that. There we go. Now I have a live split, and now you just have to put it on top of your webcam like that, like I'm doing right now. You just do it like that, you know, quite and simple, and boom, you're ready to go. And voila, you just have basically, and when you're capturing a game, you just need the game and the back. You don't need a webcam. Personally, I use one because I'm just used to it, but people normally don't even use their webcam. They don't even talk normally. They just have the game and the timer. That's it. That's the require, you know. Mics are optionals. As long as we hear the audio of the games, there's no problem with that. You don't have to speak. You don't have to entertain anything. You just have to play the game. We just need a footage of a complete footage of the runs you're doing and the timer, because the timer is the best thing for everyone, even for yourself, even for us. So yeah, I will never recommend using non-timer. Always use timer, always use live split. And some people use in-game timers, which are okay, but it depends on the game. So we'll always recommend checking the rules for that before that. And speaking of the rules, I think I forgot to show you all how to do that. When you check a category, for example, like I said, we're going to use this one, for example, the Bob of the Dead solo non-patch Easter egg. You have show rules right here. There's the game rules, which is for all Black Ops 2, and you have the category rules. Game rules, for example, is to tell you that you can use plutonium and stuff like that. You can take the time to read it, but basically it tells you what is allowed and what is not allowed. And as for categories, it's for specific rules for this category. For example, you have here right now, so custom games banned with modified rules, one player only, and the start position, for example, the start position, for example, the timer starts as soon as the player is able to move, and the end position is when the screen reads the cycle continues or the cycle is broken for Mob of the Dead Easter egg. So yeah, so you just always make sure to read the rules, both of them, the game ones and the category ones. Always make sure to read them and, you know, make sure that you don't mess up. Now guys, you just finished your first run ever of the game. You're now complete. You have your runs, you have the timer properly set, you did your first runs, and you did like maybe top 15 or top 20, something like that. And you're like, you know what, yeah, it's a bad time, but it's something I can improve on, because that's the one thing I will always recommend. Don't try to beat other players, other runners. Always try to beat yourself. If you're always beating your own records, you're always going to be happy and wanted to continue running a game. And so yeah, so you just did it. You did your first runs ever, and you're really happy about it, and you want to put it on the website. How do you do? It's quite simple, actually. It's really simple. So let's go right here. Let's go back and let's go here. So if you see right here, we have a red button called Summit Run. So you just have to, if you want to go faster, you can just always go on the category you want to submit, and you press on Submit. After that, so exactly, we have the full game, so that's that's that category. We have the category, which is Mob of the Dead, solo, non-patch, and Easter egg. The number of players, if you are alone, it's going to show you like that, because of course I forgot to tell you, but you have to create an account to upload runs and stuff like that. So yeah, don't take the time to, on the top right, to create an account. But yeah, make sure to have an account. So you're right there. If you're more than one player, you put their name right here. It doesn't matter if they have an account or not. I will always recommend them to have an account, so they can also have themselves have the record on their page. But it's not really necessary. For example, if I do that, I can always enter someone that is not registered on the website. So you put all the players, the time you put the time you get on your timers, and the video URL. Now this one is a little bit funny, because yes, you cannot just upload a file on the website. You have to, of course, upload your videos, your footage, your runs somewhere. So what I will recommend, I will always recommend putting them on YouTube. The reason why is because I don't trust Twitch. Yes, I know there's now the system of highlights, but I do not trust them with that. I will always recommend YouTube. Now you're going to tell me, but Fortnite, I do not want to, how can I say that? I do not want people to see my videos, you know. I don't want to see I don't want people to see my runs and stuff like that. That's fine. Just do it like myself and, you know, upload them on, yeah, so I think in English, you can just upload your runs and unlisted on YouTube. So, for example, you go there, you do this private. Private is that anybody doesn't have access, only you have access to the video. So I will not recommend doing that because we need access to your account to access to the video, which we do not want to. We just want access to video. So don't put it on private. Always put it on, of course, unlisted. That's the best way. You just have to show after that the links of the video right here on video URL, and after that we're good to go. So that's the option if you don't want the runs to be public. If you want to be public, it's okay. Just put it on public, and that's it. That's all, and we're good, my friends. But yeah. So you put the URL right here after you upload it on YouTube. The dates you did the runs. Doesn't really impact anything on the placement, and of course with the platform. So we have, for example, Black Ops 2, we have Wii U, PlayStation 3, Xbox, and PC. Most of the time you're going to play on PC, and after that you have the description. So if you want to give oh, maybe I did something wrong or something like that, you can put anything you want here. There is no really matter. And after that you press on submit. Now, when you're going to press on submit, your run is then going to be on a verification. That's my job. That's my part. Hi, I'm Fun Knight. That's the part where you just have to wait for moderators to accept or decline your runs. So for example, let's take a look at the past. So now you know you're going back in the you're going back in scene, right? You be not back in scene. Now you're checking behind the wall. You know, like that's the stuff I do. So I will see all the runs right here. And for example, let's say Hey Island, which submit this run like that. You know, you have the run on YouTube and stuff like that, the category and stuff. And then I just have to check the run and accept it. So for example, if they're rejected, there will be reject for a reason particular, like for example, this one is reject. If your run is going to be rejected, you're always going to receive a reason why. So make sure that even if your run are reject, always make sure to see the reason, because like that you can then after then don't make the same mistake or something like that. So this is how you pretty much work, you know. After that, when it's uploaded, when it's accepted, well, you just go back and continue to stream yourself or record yourself speedrunning and trying to improve your own time. And sometimes you can even try other games or categories and stuff like that. So yeah, always make sure that's the most important things I will recommend to you all. Always run categories that makes you enjoy yourself. The better goal of this is to have fun. If you do not have fun running a category, maybe you should just stop it. Maybe you just start running another game or another category. That's pretty much it, guys. Don't stress too much about it, and nobody cares. And everybody just want to have fun and be a proper community. And of course, I will always recommend to join the Discord of the speedrun community. For example, we have one we either have my own server Discord, which we always play COD Zombies, so you can always join in the description. Or we also have the speedrun.com COD Zombies community. So yeah, always make sure to check out and join communities and make friends, stuff like that. That's the best way to improve in speedrunning. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. It's really as simple as that. It's not complicated. You just have to set up yourself properly and, you know, take into consideration your own fun and stuff like that, and try to find your way. But once you start it, it's like a snowball. You're going to just continue. And of course, I hope you're going to continue, as long as possible. So yeah, it was fun then, guys. I hope you like this video. Don't hesitate to subscribe, to comment, and to give a like to this video. And of course, also share the channel to your pals if you think they can also enjoy this type of content. It was Fun Night. Take care, y'all, and see you soon. Peace! Alright, ciao, and welcome on the COD Zombie speedrunning community. See ya!